Hey kids, this is Dreamcatcher, and we're back again to talk about Mr. Enter and his triumphant return. Now, love or hate the mysterious Mr. Enter, we can all raise a glass to anyone who goes one-on-one with a billion-dollar company and wins, even if it's potentially only for a short while. I'm not hitting the viewer with a pessimistic or an optimistic view so much as a realistic one. YouTube sucks. This is in fact old news. Fair use on YouTube is a crapshoot that may or may not work. I want to state this time for the record, as literally all my friends have insisted, it's terrible that he should lose access to YouTube when that equals his livelihood. That said, did anyone hear his return video? Let's react now.
I'm back.
Good for you.
For the love of all things holy, I am back.
My, we think highly of ourselves. I guess it's true what my friend Sheldon said. You literally can fly if you're confident enough.
If you haven't noticed, my account had been kinda terminated for the past 2.5 weeks.
Why yes, I have noticed the lack of noise pollution on the air and the overall lack of smugness. Please go on.
I say kinda because the definition of terminate is to put an end to completely.
So you're being a smug dick to yourself, and it's still not sinking in just how jarring that shit is. Is this really how you're gonna celebrate?
My channel has been reinstated. All the videos are back to normal with their view counts and everything.
That a boy. Now that's how you gloat.
That's not termination. That's, let's call it suspension, and use words like we're supposed to.
You know, my headcanon about you being a masochist is starting to sound better and better every day.
It's like pseudo-masochism, where like he talks about how much he hates it. It's like, I put myself through this every week for you people. Who cares? Why?
In the meantime, I've made 2 new animated atrocities in the meantime.
In the meantime, you might want to give that recording a second listen. In the meantime.
I've actually made 2 new animated atrocities, and I remade my Pet Sitter Pat review to be a little bit nicer.
You know, from one professional troll to another, when you have to try to be nicer, there's a problem.
The Time Twister review I've already uploaded here on YouTube. However, Glenn Martin is apparently owned by Viacom, and so...
Is this where you write a letter to Celestia and explain what you learned today is not to use Viacom's assets?
That will be on Dailymotion and Zipcast. For a while, I am eventually going to upload it here.
So let me get this straight. You know it's a bad idea, acknowledge it, and you're gonna do it anyways. Are the characters on SpongeBob that stupid?
I'll explain why. First, let's talk about exactly what happened. Copyright happened! Copyright, copy wrongs.
You know the lesson of treating your audience like they're moronic? It's not just for cartoons.
I'm not going to rant about YouTube's copyright policies here. There'll be time for that in the future, and there's been plenty of time for that in the past.
So you're admitting you're familiar with how bad YouTube was already.
Instead, I'm going to just explain exactly what happened, so there's absolutely no confusion.
This ought to be good.
Viacom started straight up issuing DMCAs of some of my videos at almost a random point.
Random? You mean content they didn't own?
It was Viacom and Viacom alone. Some of the videos you can even consider random. They were all SpongeBob related, but that's where the similarities end.
This sounds like a very specific company that you seem quite intimate with at this point. And yet, you're going to bring that back to YouTube later because?
In the span of 24 hours, one company had the power to terminate my channel, even for a time, all on their own.
And here's the real interesting part. The 24 hours. I was told point blank via one of Mr. Enter's supporters, Zachary Taylor, who passed me a chat log. It was 48. It could have been a slip, or is 24 simply more sympathetic? Who's to say 48 hours was ever even true? I think we've taken a good hard look at this by now. Congratulations are indeed in order, even though you've drolled on like a whiny little angsty teenager. You know what you can and cannot get away with, and you're arbitrarily going to try your luck out again later. Well, this is Dreamcatcher, and well kiddo, good night and good luck.